Hey, what's up? What's up? Gonna do a quick video here. Wow, wow. It's my air horn. Gonna do a quick video here today about slowing down to speed up. So let's get to it. All right. I forget who told me this, but a while back, one of my mentors told me that if I want to get anything accomplished and if I want to really get some good perspective and get a lot more gains in my business, that I need to slow down to speed up. And that kind of sucked. I didn't want to hear that because I feel like my superpower is from going as fast as I can and just busting my head through walls and being able to achieve more than anyone else can in the same amount of time or less time. But that's not true. And I always end up learning the hard way, but it's one of those things for me where it's not easy. It's like it's wired into me. So I have to rewire my mind. And we're all like that for some things, right? So slowing down to speed up. So at the time when he told me this, I was going like a million miles an hour. I had no idea what that meant. And then like over the years, I've grown, I've kind of matured, I guess. And I think about this more frequently. So I broke it down into 3 different areas where I kind of know the trigger points. I kind of know that I need to slow down to speed up or get perspective or work on one thing at a time. I mean, it could be called a lot of different things, but bear with me here because I want to go through these 3. It'll make a lot more sense to you and you can relate it to however you want to in your business. So the first piece, reactive mode, okay? Whenever I'm in reactive mode, whenever I plan to make 3 hours of phone calls and then all of a sudden I get a buyer lead that comes in, or I get one of my sellers that sends me a text message and is all sorts of like angry about something, or I'll say it, pissed off, then I feel like I have to take that at that time. And what happens? I'm supposed to be doing something else, but now I'm doing this. So bring, bring, I'm making the phone call. That's how my finger rings. This is how I talk on the phone. So I'm making the phone call and now I'm completely disengaged with what I was doing because I'm reacting to this situation. And when I'm doing that, everything else that I'm supposed to do, the whole plan that I put together, the whole plan that I'm supposed to be following at the beginning of the day, now that's all gone to shit because I'm being in reactive mode. And it's hard to see the bigger picture, to have clarity when you are just reacting to things. I'll tell you what, I felt like that earlier today. I really did. I thought I had all of my shit figured out, and I get on. I have a bunch of Zoom calls. I have, I have my team in Florida that needs me for some things, but I get it all under control. I have a sales and marketing plan that I'm putting together for another venture that I'm doing, but still, I feel like I got it under control. Then I guess everybody else wakes up across the world. It's 9 a.m. and I find myself checking my Slack. If you don't know what Slack is, check it out. It's a communication method. Checking my Slack, checking my Voxer, my email, text message, like every way that that any human being can communicate with me. It's like, shit, I can probably have aliens figure out how to communicate with me. I leave myself that open during that time when I'm supposed to be not in reactive mode. I'm supposed to be in proactive mode. So it just kind of takes you for a tailspin. And if you're not aware of it, then, well, you need to be aware of it or else you can't change it. Second piece is consistency. Consistency is so important in our business or just in our life. If you think about going to the gym, if you miss going 2 days to the gym, is it easier or more difficult to go back? It's way more difficult. If you go consistently for 5 minutes a day for the first week or 2, you go in, you leave, you go in, you leave. Guess what? Like you're getting in the reps. You're conditioning your body, you're conditioning your mind to getting in the gym and doing it. Now all of a sudden you have these wins, right? I mean, like your brain's firing. It's like, I'm awesome, I'm getting there, I'm doing it. one day at a time, getting better every day, whatever you want to say. Um, but it's that consistency in getting it done. And think about an athlete. An athlete needs to be consistent. You have a baseball player, let's say, well, shit, Jose Canseco. I don't know. I don't watch baseball anymore. Jose Canseco, probably the worst example I can give, but Jose Canseco. So he's at the bat, he's practicing. All of a sudden, he has a call. He has to go away for 2 weeks. Maybe he has this family situation or something, but he's not able to practice. Not for 2 weeks. He comes back. Now all of a sudden, his mojo's gone. His mindset, yes, you heard it. His mindset is all out of whack. Tell me if you can relate, right? Say I. Good. Did I get you? Did you say I? I hope so. So he has to get back into it because his mindset is gone, and then he's off target too. So he's going to swing. It doesn't feel natural. Okay, like it's frustrating, and now his mindset's getting worse. So you're not able to be consistent. And how do you get inconsistent when you're going too fast? Well, it's easy. You get overwhelmed. You put too many other things on your plate as a priority, and then nothing gets done. So therefore, you're not consistent. And it's tough. You don't want to be in that place. And I'm sure you've been there before. I'm in there a little bit every day. So if you're not, congrats. Shoot me an email and tell me all about it. How do you do it? What are your secrets? Because I want to know. Because every other human being in this world struggles with that. So it's about being aware. And then the third piece is pressure. The amount of pressure that we feel when we want something to go well, when we want to succeed at we set our targets out for. But you can't do that if you're going too fast. If you have, let's say, 5 big targets and they're really high. So say, for example, you know what? I'm going to sell 30 homes this month on my own. I'm going to be father of the year. All of these things that are really difficult to achieve, but you still set out to do it, which it's human. We all do. Well, what happens when you have to achieve that because you really want to hold yourself accountable? It becomes difficult. And then you have all this pressure, and then you can't do it anymore. And then you're not consistent. So if you don't slow down, you're not going to be able to speed up. And I know that there's a couple different ways that I practice this myself, and I figured I'd share those with you, see if any of these help. But they're really important to me, and I thought they might be able to help you. So the first I actually just kind of developed like a week ago, and it's been really awesome so far. And I just call it, it's easy. I just call it, can I, shall I, will I? Right? Can I, shall I, will I? It's really easy. I was doing something else, I don't know, and I was like, can I do that? Yep, I can do that. Shall I do that? Like, should I? I should probably just call it should I. Should I do that? Maybe, maybe not, right? I have to evaluate. And then will I do it? Which is a whole nother thing. But I'll decide if I'm going to do it only after I consider if I should. And if it interferes with other priorities that I have, then I won't. Or that's the whole point. That's the goal. And it stopped me a lot from doing things that I shouldn't, and to keep in perspective. One of the hardest things for us as human beings is to say no. We don't want to say no. We want to say yes to everything. But you can't do that because there's only so many of us. Well, there's only one of us. So, just that one person. Another thing I do is I meditate and breathe now. Meditation for years was overwhelming in itself for me. And it's because I always thought that I had to sit Indian style, like crisscross applesauce. That's what I learned from the kids. But I can't do that. I don't have great hips. And it frustrates me because every time that I was trying to sit Indian style, it would hurt. And then it's not easy to meditate when your hips are hurting when you're doing that. So I would put all this pressure, and then I thought I wasn't doing it right. I had to like have something going on in my mind. I didn't know what it was. I thought I had to like have this epiphany, and I had to meditate for an hour every day. Guess what? Turns out that's not the case at all. I learned from another mentor of mine that in 5 to 10 minutes a day, I can use this device called Muse, M-U-S-E, Muse for meditation. And it has a scanning little strip. You put it around your head like this, and it's a tool to like significantly collapse time for you to be able to just get out and just focus in on nothing and meditate. So you don't have to do it. You don't have to meditate for 60 minutes a day. You can do it for just a little bit. And then breathing. Breathing is so important. I have a hard time doing that. I tell my kids that there's 3 things in life that you need, which everybody proves me wrong on this because they say that I leave out sleep. But it's food, water, and see, you have me saying it. Food, water, and oxygen. So we get not enough water, we get not enough oxygen, but we get too much food. So I try to keep my kids aware of this so that we can practice breathing, practice calming down. And then that leads me to the last one, which is letting go. Learning to let go is so difficult. We take ownership of things and we just want to do better. So it's really hard to let go. And that's something that I've had to practice and I keep practicing. So I would say that like going fast, it seems like a really good idea at the time, but it leads to making a lot of mistakes and burning out. So try not to go too fast. And just for me, like I'm not perfect, but I know that I'm honest enough with myself to understand that I'm not perfect. And I feel that if I'm not growing, I'm dying. And I feel like that about all of us. If we're not growing, we are dying. So here's to growth. I know a lot of you guys needed this message right now. I needed it. And if you know somebody who needs it, share it. Boom. See you later.